Not every kid starts a gang war in 4th grade. I mean, I did, but that's besides the point. It was a pretty typical day when it all began. It was 7:45 in the morning when I walked in, and the student body was gathered in the cafeteria waiting for school to start. That's when I saw the victims. My friend Noah was bruised on his shoulder with a scrape over his left eyebrow, and my friend Michael was crying like his favorite purple dinosaur had just died. I asked them what had happened, and apparently a small group of 6 boys had jumped my 2 chums without provocation. This group of hooligans referred to themselves as the Scrunchies. I consoled my friends with words of encouragement and promises of vengeance while I thought up a plan. By the end of the day, most of the kids had a flyer, a call to action, if you will, that bore the American flag and an acronym SES, which stood for Scrunchy Extermination Squad. Over the next month, the conflict escalated at an exponential rate. The Scrunchy membership swelled from 6 boys to almost every kid below the 4th grade, while SES was made up of most 4th graders and a few 3rd graders. The playground was split in half, divided by the 2 sides. Each lunch period, the cafeteria was full of hurled insults and stolen snacks. My own brother sided with the Scrunchies. The church basketball league became a facade masking the conflict, and our Sunday school classrooms were breeding grounds for conspiracy and planning. All the while, the school administration turned a blind eye to our little gang war. It all came to a head the day the entire school had a combined recess. With the entirety of each side assembled, the battle erupted, the Scrunchies charging us, spitting, kicking, and throwing dodgeballs. In the midst of the chaos, the popular kids, Spencer, Pablo, and their sidekick, my old friend Nick, saw their opportunity. As I rose to my feet from a particularly bad kick to the shins, Pablo pulled me up and held me in place, grasping my forearm. His eyes locked with mine, and he announced his betrayal. He was the new Scrunchy King, and the first kid to beat me up would get the cupcake in his lunchbox. I don't know how long I ran, I just know how it ended. I tripped, I looked behind me, and Nick was standing between myself and Spencer. He refused to stand by and watch this go on any longer. Spencer stepped forward. Time seemed to slow to a crawl as Spencer committed the unforgivable crime among men. He kicked Nick in the family jewels. With tears in his eyes from the sting of betrayal as much as from the stinging in his midsection, Nick crumpled to the ground, a loud scream escaping his lips. Spencer, ashen-faced with the fear of being punished, kicked him again, telling him to shut up. Some nearby teachers heard Nick and finally intervened, ending the war. It's been a little over a decade since Nick suffered a fate worse than death, but several of us still catch up every once in a while, and the conversation always goes back to the 4th grade and the year we started a gang war.